Hey everybody, it's your Uncle Bear. And yes, I know this is the same shirt I've been wearing for 2 days. Check it out. Believe. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to get this truck washed and get some fuel in here, and then I'm going to shower. And then I'll put on a nice clean shirt. Anyways, so this video is part of my crusade to get CBs back in all the trucks on the road, because they are a tool of the trade. If you need to buy a CB, when you buy it, for you that don't know, when you first buy a brand new CB, you want to find a CB shop and take it in and get it peaked and tuned, okay? But if you buy a CB, if you get it peaked and tuned, whatever that costs you, if you buy a set of antennas and a coax cable, all that stuff is tax deductible, because CBs are a tool of the trade, okay? All that stuff, and you have to maintain your tools of the trade. So, that being said, some of you that may be new might not know some of the lingo that we've used. Now, somewhere along the line, we used to call each other good buddy. Thank you, good buddy, have a good day, type of deal. And somewhere along the line, the emphasis went from good buddy to good buddy, which is a negative connotation for somebody who's gay. So if somebody called you a good buddy, they were saying you were gay. So I think we should just wipe that one out, because, like I say, it had a negative connotation to it. And even if you are, you definitely don't want to go up to some guy that just got out of prison and his forearms are as big around as your thigh and call him a good buddy. Even if he's gay, he'll probably wad you up like a gum wrapper. So probably not. Let's just take that one out. Now in the truck stop, when we're saying shut up, stupid, that we're leaving in. We're going to leave that one in, because we've been using that one for years. If you're in the truck stop rattling your chops, brace yourself, because you need to be told, shut up, stupid. And we're going to keep that one in there. So that's how that goes. Now, during the holiday season, if somebody tells you to have a happy and a merry, that means they're telling you to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Okay. Now the basics of the 10 code, 10-4, most all of you know it means okay, or I understood what you said. 10-9 means please repeat that. I always go back to military language and just say again. 10:36, they're asking you for the time. Your 10:20, or if somebody says what's your 20, they're asking for your location. Where are you? I'm southbound on I-29 at the 33-mile marker, for instance. If they say there's a 1033 up at mile marker 100, that means there's an emergency situation. Usually when we say it, it means there's a traffic accident, and you need to take proper precautions, start backing down when you get towards there, kind of assess the situation when you get there. And that's the one you use during the winter months to avoid all these big pileups. Got a 33 up there, there's a jackknife truck blocking the whole fucking road, so slow down. 10-100 means you got to take a leak. 10-200 means you got to take a dump. Your home 20 is your house. I'm going to the home 20, or I'm at the home 20. That means you're home. Let's see, what else? Choke and puke. Choke and puke usually refers to a roadside diner or a roadside stand where you might be able to they may or may not have truck parking, or there's room for a truck to park on the side of the road or something. And usually they serve food that is absolutely no good for you whatsoever, but it tastes fantastic. So, yeah, that's what that means. Let's see. The hammer lane, that's the left lane on a four lane highway. Okay, that's the one you hammer down in. Now, when somebody tells you to hammer down, that means speed up. Put that hammer down. Putting on the binders means you lock up them brakes, man. Hit them brakes hard. let's see, a door swinger. Door swingers are anybody that's, any drivers that are pulling reefers or dry vans, those are door swingers. Skateboarders or flatbedders. Steppers or step decks. A load of toothpicks is a load of lumber. The tankers, well, the milkman is going to be those milk tankers. An oil can is a load of gasoline type stuff. The other tankers we just call tin cans because we don't know what the hell's in there. We're not sure we want to know. So just give them lots of room because usually those guys will blow up going down a fucking road. So anyways, yeah, that's the name of that tune. A load of sailboat fuel or a load of post holes. Those both mean you have an empty trailer. Okay, so I think that about covers it for right now this time. Oh, and the hammer lane, a little story about that. That can also, if you run into an old timer, he's liable to call that a Montfort lane on you. And that refers to a meat company that had their own trucks. They were based out of Colorado, and they were known to go very fast. In fact, and I don't know if this is true or not, but the legend has it that old man Montfort used to tell those drivers if they got a speeding ticket, if they were doing over 100 miles an hour, he'd pay that speeding ticket for them. But you know, if it wasn't over 100 miles, if they weren't doing over 100 miles an hour, then he didn't figure it was worth it. You know, they shouldn't have even bothered getting a speeding ticket. So, but yeah, if they were doing over 100, he'd pay it. Otherwise, they had to pay it. But yeah, those guys they were charter members of what we referred to as the left lane gang. They would hit that hammer lane and go. So yeah, if you ever meet one of those guys, just realize those guys were some of the original outlaws out here. Let's see, bull haulers. We call those cattle trailers. We call them either bull racks or cattle pots. A hog trailer we call a pig pen. A car hauler we call those portable parking lots or just parking lots. I think that's about it. If you think of any that I missed, put it in the comments, and let's teach these newer drivers how to talk on the radio. And don't get, it takes time to learn the lingo, but it does become a very valuable tool, knowing how to communicate out here. We have to communicate with each other. That's just the long and the short of it. So everybody be safe on the road, and we'll talk to you later.